Sir. So good morning, sir.
Yeah, good morning, ma'am. Shall we start now?
Good morning, madam.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, madam.
Welcome, Dr. Parthiban. Welcome you.
Welcome, sir. Welcome. Thank you.
Okay, I welcome you all the participants and faculty members. Now let's start. Session will be handed over to Dr. Coimbatore, Professor of Education and Medical Job. Ma'am, you can go ahead. Please open your video. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our faculty development program on critical and creative thinking skills. Welcome you all. Today is a great honor for me. I am Dr. R. Gokilavani from Memorial College of Education.
No, it's echoing. What we can see a different place. I think you are sitting with another person also. Please move to the different place, another place. When you speak, please open your video also.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our faculty development program on critical and creative thinking skills. Welcome you all. Today is a great honor for me. I am Dr. R. Gokilavani from Michael Job Memorial College of Education, Coimbatore, and I am going to moderate this session. Now, let me thank the Lord Almighty for His presence and strengthening us through His knowledge and wisdom to organize this program in a great manner. Here, I acknowledge my heartfelt welcome to our management, trust members, and Advisory Committee of this program. Dr. Mrs. Mary Job, Chairperson, Mr. P. Kosi, Head MJC and Vice President, Mrs. Elizabeth Kosi, Trustee and Head Operations MJ COE, and Mr. Babu P. Viaro, Secretary and Trustee, Mr. Matthew V. Francis, CEO MJC, Dr. R. Ravi, Deputy CEO MJC, Principal of Michael Job College of Education and a Director of this Faculty Development Program. Dr. P. Thiriselvi, today's speaker, and faculty members from our institution and various other institutions, valuable participants from many colleges across the globe. Hearty welcome to you all. Dear participants, here are few instructions to have a smooth webinar experience. Drop your questions in the chat box, which will be answered at the end of the presentation. Feedback link will be shared to you at the end of the session. Submission of feedback form is compulsory. E-certificate shall be issued to the participant who have submitted feedback form at both the days. So let me now introduce our resource person for today's session. A brief intro about Dr. P. Thiriselvi ma'am. She has completed MA Public Administration, MSc Applied Psychology, and also she has completed PhD in Educational Technology in Bharatiyar University. She has over 30 years experience in various fields such as teaching and academic administration, research and UG, PG teaching. She also gives training to the students for soft skills. She has also organized more than 25 international, national conference, seminar and workshops. She has published 15 research articles and also she developed research tools on various areas of teacher education. She has also published 2 books, including International Conference Proceedings. Now, I would also like to welcome all the participants who have joined for today's webinar. Now, I hand over the session to today's resource person, Dr. P. Thiriselvi ma'am. Ma'am, please.
Thank you, ma'am, for your introduction. And first of all, I would like to thank the Almighty Lord for making this session a great one. And I would like to thank our management to offer me this opportunity to be a resource person of this FDP program. Yeah. Very good morning to you all. I am Dr. P. Thiriselvi, working as Assistant Professor, Michael Job College of Education, Sulur and Coimbatore. Okay. Now, today's topic, yesterday we had a nice session about critical thinking. You all must have enjoyed, and this is a continuation of the same thing, which is nothing but creative thinking skills. So creative thinking is like we must have heard about this term very well. It's very familiar to us, but now we are going to know or see some more insights about this creativity. Let us start from the beginning. What does it mean? Actually, and as you all know, creativity has no end or no boundary, etc. And throughout history, in many different fields, we are just seeing creative thinkers and their work, etc., etc. Now, let us see some of the trailblazers of creative thinking. Now, once we utter the term creative thinking, we must be thinking about Thomas Alva Edison and Albert Einstein. Okay, no wonder we are thinking these people also, like Leonardo da Vinci, Marie Curie, Walt Disney, and Ben Pasternak. Okay, you must have seen about these people as well. Like, so he is nothing but he is a very, very Renaissance man, Leonardo da Vinci, and who is an expert in all the fields like science, mathematics, art, and other literature. The very great thing about him is nothing but combining the concepts of all the fields into one and creating a new thing. And similarly, Madame Curie, like who has combined her expertise in the field of both physics and chemistry Like physical concepts are taken, and she has applied those concepts into the chemicals like radium, polonium, etc. So she has found a new concept called radioactivity, new phenomenon radioactivity, which is very, very useful even now. Now you can see the pic of Walt Disney, okay, Disneyland. Like he has started right from the black and white picture, and he used the multi-plane cameras, and his passion and his knowledge on the photography led him into the creation of cartoons. And you all know about Mickey. And here is the young chap who is called Ben Pasternak. Many of you might not be knowing because he is very recently been very famous for creating a social media app called Vlog at the age of 16. I'm not at the age of 16, at the very young age. Like, I would like to show you the picture. Like you all know, like this is the picture of Mona Lisa. This is very, very well known for its creativity, for the making, the atmospheric illumination, visualization, for so many things. And this picture is the most spoken, most written, most sung among most of the people in the world. And this is the picture of Disney World. Have you ever seen Mona Lisa at Disneyland? Audience, this is a very rare question, but you can see it now. Mona Lisa at Disneyland. Okay. So this picture, actually it is generated with a very, very recent technology called artificial intelligence. Okay, here, Disneyland and the picture of Mona Lisa, these two are combined. This may look like very simple, but the very important thing which we have to know here is the concept or the idea. Okay, the thinking of combining these two, that is very important here. So Mona Lisa Disneyland, and this is very, very famous nowadays. Like here also they have combined these two concepts and created a new one. Now this is what we call it as creativity or creative thinking. And as per definition, it is nothing but coming up or getting new, unique and original idea or solution. So unique, it is your own. If you are thinking something, like you can own it. This is nothing copied or nothing similar to anyone. This is very, very special, and this is your own original idea or creation. Okay, that is why the name itself is given as creation. You are not making it, you are not preparing it, you are creating it. So nothing can be created by us. We are not almighty power. So we can create it with the existing materials, with the existing ideas, with the existing styles, etc., etc. And this creative thinking is one among the forces which is very, very essential nowadays in the 20th century learning. Okay, this is forming the educational framework to develop successful members of the global society. And you all know communication, collaboration, critical thinking are all the other important one, but creative thinking stands first. And this one involves brainstorming acts, active listening, asking questions, mind mapping, communication, problem solving, etc., etc. And nowadays, this creative thinking is inculcated among the school teachers as well as the college teachers. Okay, you know, like in the year 2019, National Council of Education Research and Training has highlighted the importance, need, and necessary to cultivate the creative thinking skill among school students. Okay, cultivating the habit of thinking creatively is very essential for our students nowadays. So once they have used to it, once they have practiced or used to it, then definitely they can go ahead with everything. Like, so it includes all these things, and it nurtures critical thinking, problem solving, etc., etc. Apart from these things, it also fosters a positive attitude towards learning, and it boosts self-confidence and a sense of accomplishments. Well, as I told you, you can own your thing. If you're creating something, you can own it. That feel itself is a great thing. This is a very, very good boost among the students or the youngsters. And some of the 20th century or 21st century skills are also involved in this. That is thinking outside the box, connect seemingly unrelated concepts. Here I would like to say is one of the things like, so when you're just combining, going into a library and reading books, and meanwhile when you want to sip a coffee or tea, Like when you're combining, what will happen? So you want to have tea or coffee when you are reading. So you want books as well as coffee together. So this is the beginning of a book cafe. Okay, so like cafe, like we have book cafe also, where in the library you will be served tea, coffee, and other soft drinks. So this is how, when you're relating two different things, you will get a new idea. So this is something new or unique. So you are owning that one. So it is yours. So this is how you can think, or you can just make some creative thinking. Okay. Now, who is the father of creativity? Okay. Mr. Paul Torrance. He is considered as father of creativity. In his life, throughout his life, he was thinking about creativity and creative thinking. So he is called as the creativity man. Okay. So he defined creativity. Look at the year. In the year 1969 itself, he has defined creativity like this. So it is a capacity to detect gaps. So those who are in the research field, you must be knowing it very well. Okay, the very first thing to make a thesis or dissertation is nothing but finding the research question. So how will you find the research question? So finding through the research gap. What are the fields where we have not touched anything, we have not done anything, no improvement, etc. So there only we will be just getting some of the ideas or some of the topics, etc. So finding the gaps is the first one. Propose various solutions to solve problems. So it is a problem solving technique here, not only finding a solution to a problem, you have to find various solutions. So when you're finding various solutions, then only you can select the best solution and then you can implement it or you can work on it. And after finding solutions, produce novel ideas and new ideas. Don't go for the old one. Don't copy the old one. So go for the new ones. So this is what is existing. So what can I do next? So what is the next one? How far I can improve it? This one is really important to create something new. So produce novel ideas, recombine them. With the past ones, the new ones also you can combine. So when you're combining and recombining, you will definitely get a new idea or new product. So he has defined in the year 1969 like this. This is a creativity. And the four components of creative thinking, as per Paul Torrance, is fluency, flexibility, originality, and elaboration. So the fluent in thinking, first of all, not fluent in thinking. So you have to think many things at a time, and don't restrict. So just go ahead. This is our imagination. It doesn't need anything. So go ahead. So fluent in thinking you required, and flexibility. Don't check whether it is right or wrong, whether it will be suitable for me. Can I apply this one into this particular situation? No. So let it go on. Let your imagination go. Okay. So flexibility is one. And then there will be a moment where you will get your own idea, which is called as originality. After getting that theme, then you can elaborate it. Okay. So what type of questions you can get it? So whenever you see a picture, whenever you are into a situation, so these you will get many questions. Okay. So what is happening in this picture? So how would have it happened? Okay. So what is the next one? So this is a very complicated picture. You can see many things. So imagination. So when I ask you this question, so I will get 100 and odd of answers for this. Okay. So don't restrict. Don't like fix one particular answer. Okay, so we are asking open-ended questions. This is the main reason for asking open-ended questions. So let the imagination go. Let the imagination grow so that you will get new ideas as well. So, so it's a small test. How good are creative thinking skills? Okay, I had given you 10 questions. So I try out new ways of doing things. I take up new activities or hobbies on a regular basis. You can just think in your mind, yes or no. Okay. I try out new ways of doing things. Yes or no. I take up new activities or hobbies on a regular basis. Hobbies itself means like it is a regular. Like when I have a problem, I talk to lots of people about it. I like to talk to new people, not just old friends. I enjoy discussions with the people with the different viewpoints. I enjoy finding out more about things that are new to me. I make an effort to take on new challenges. I'm open to new ideas, even those that challenge the way I think. I spend time thinking and reflecting on how I learn. I like thinking about the connections and similarities between things. Just check how many yes and how many no. If you got more than 5 yes, then you are creative. And creative skills can be teachable, so you can develop creative thinking. So when you practice, okay, some of the examples of creative thinking are these: mind mapping, reverse thinking, combining unrelated concepts, role playing, then scamper technique. Okay, so in mind mapping, it is one which is used for brainstorming. Okay, so brainstorming, so mind mapping for what topic or what concept you want to do mind mapping, just keep that as a central one, and you can branch out the other things. So from each branch, then you can get some more branches, and then you can just go ahead like that. So when you're going, keeping one particular thing as a center, so you will get deep learning, deep thinking on the same concept. So this is how mind map can be formed or framed. Okay. The next one is the picture of mind mapping is there. Then I'll just present it to you when it goes on. Reverse thinking. This is another good concept where thinking is thinking in a reverse way. For example, if a software, if you are developing a software and all, if it is not going good, so instead of thinking what is the reason, then you can just think, so what is the best thing or what is the thing which made all the user to hate our software? So the negative points, you started collecting the negative points. So from the negative points, you can get your idea. Oh, this is the fault. So how can we rectify it? What can I do for it? So this is what we call it as reverse thinking. Instead of going in a long route, you can find out the trap, or you can find out the flaw, and then you can get it rectified. Okay, so reverse thinking is another one. When you are rectifying, definitely you will be coming out with a new thing only. So it is creative. Okay, then combining unrelated concepts. Different concepts are there, so you can combine and get a new one. Then role playing. Role playing, you must be heard about this term. And here in the creative thinking skills, you have to be in the shoes of other persons. Okay, so for example, in the marketing field, if your product is not sold, if your product is not good, so don't think about how it is made, what is the fault, so what is the price, etc. No, 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 no. Be a consumer of your product, be the buyer of the product. So in the angle of buyer, okay, so what are the expectations? So how can I expect? What is my anticipation? So, and then you can analyze, and then you can think. So when you are, even though you have created or you have prepared something, don't be a creator, be a consumer. So definitely you can just find out the flaws, and you can find out a new thing. By combining also you can get it. So by knowing the or by knowing the product or the creation in different angle also, you can get some more better ideas. So role playing is an important one. Then comes the scamper technique. It is a well coordinated process. So where you will undergo all these steps. For example, substituting, combining, adapting, modifying, put to another use, eliminating, and then reverse. Imagine that you have just produced a product in the marketing field or other thing you have made. You can just think of your thesis, you can think of a book, you can think of writing a poetry, anything like. So a product or a work or a manuscript. Okay, so substitute whatever idea is given, you just substitute it. Okay, then you combine the ideas. Okay, after combining it, you adapt it. Okay, adapt to the topic, adapt to the need of the reader, etc., etc. Then modify it wherever the changes are required, wherever corrections are required, you can modify it. And instead of applying only to the need, you put into another use, apply in different fields, etc., etc. So the practical difficulties, the wide range, so put into various different fields and then think and see. And next one is like carving, eliminating the unwanted things. Okay, and finally you are getting the product and then reverse it for other purpose, for other way. So a fine-tuned product will be like made or created in this way. So all these things we are doing in our daily life too. So if you are making a thesis, if you are writing an article, etc., all these things we come up. For example, when I'm preparing this PowerPoint, when I'm preparing the content, I had gone through all these things, but I did not know this is the particular technique. I did not go on all these processes, nothing. But we do all these processes, all these steps, etc., knowingly or unknowingly. Then only you can expect a good product. The final product will be a very, very fine-tuned one. So ask questions by yourself, go on like reading, thinking, etc., but don't stop questioning. Because the important thing is not to stop questioning. It is very, very important to argue or very, very important to question. So curiosity has its own reason for existing. So it's nothing wrong, okay, or nothing fault or no fault in imagining or knowing, curiously knowing about anything. So once again, I have to get Einstein's quote only. Creativity is seeing what everyone else has seen and thinking what no one has thought. Okay, so this picture is there. So everyone can see this picture. But what are you thinking about this picture? I can't define. So no one can define that. It is your own imagination. It is your own thinking. So which one is the best? Which one is different from others? That only will be holding good. Okay, in the field of advertisement, in the field of marketing, this is what is happening. The different one, being different, being unique. This is what is happening. Okay, so creativity is seeing what everyone else has seen, and but thinking what no one else has thought. Okay. Now let's see the major steps of creative process. So it involves 5 steps. The first one is preparation. The second one is incubation. Third, illumination. Fourth, evaluation. And finally, implementation. This circle goes on. Okay. So preparation, preparing something, and you want to write an article. So let me write an article on, for example, multimedia. So what do you mean by multimedia? And what are the different factors? What are the concepts? How can I make it? All those things you will just get gather information, and you will have something in your mind. Okay, and with all the collected data and information, you will be incubating. You will keep on brooding over those things. So thinking again and again and again on the collected data or collected information. And when you are thinking, finally that light bulb moment will come, a flash will come, or a spark will come. Oh, this is what I thought. இப்படியெல்லாம் கூட பண்ணலாமா, இதுதான் பண்ணணுமா அப்படின்ற ஒரு thought you will get it. That is what is illumination. That is the main idea of your creative process. This is where really the creativity starts. Okay, that spark. Okay, so catch hold of that. After getting that illumination, that great idea, central idea, and the way how can I do it and all those things, then you go for evaluating. Okay, so when I do this one, what are the merits and demerits and pros and cons? All these things you can find out. As we discussed, like you don't go with only one solution, many solutions, many options, many concepts we have to do it. Okay, so this then only you can evaluate it, then only you can analyze whether it is right or wrong, will it be applicable for me or not, all those things. And finally you are implementing that. So implementation is the last stage, and you can implement it in a positive way, in a right way you can do it. If after implementation, feedback is or follow-up is very essential one. In the follow-up or the feedback, if you are getting good result, it is okay. If you are not getting a good result, then the cycle follows. Then again, you have to start preparation, incubation, illumination, evaluation, and implementation. So this is how the creative process is going on. Okay. As I told you, creative thinking is really teachable. You can develop creative thinking. You can improve creative thinking in many different ways. Okay, there are few points how by which you can develop creative thinking. The first one is meeting new people. Okay, so our own family members, our own friends, colleagues, and all, like we know, like everyone, their ideas we know, their thoughts we know, like everyone. By meeting new people, you will get new concepts, new idea. You can see the life in a new, entirely different way. The new perspective of any one product, you will get it. New ideas, you will get it. So always like to meet new people and it is better not only meeting, not only talking with them, better listen from them. Okay. More than hearing, listening is very important one for creative thinking. So when you listen, when you let other people to speak, then only you can get their ideas and their views. So meeting and listening to the new people is one good thing where you can get different ideas from where the creative thinking can grow. Okay, and let yourself get bored of doing something. Okay, very monotonous way or very routine work. We definitely are bored of our own regular routines and life activities. So get bored of doing something regularly. Then only you can just think of other options where creative thinking can grow. Okay, embrace curiosity. Very curious to know about many things and all things. Okay, whatever you see, whatever you come across, you just keep thinking over it. Very curious to know what, when, why, etc., etc. So embrace curiosity. That is a good one to develop your creative thinking skill. Okay, and seek out diverse experiences, different one, various experiences. Try to collect it. When you are traveling, you will come across with all these diverse experiences. You will come to know about different culture. You will come to know about different climatic conditions, different people, different food habits, etc., etc. So when you go out, you will get something new. Okay, so as I told you, that light bulb moment, that is really important. Whenever you get some good idea, whenever something clicks in your mind, okay, catch hold of it. And then better you keep a journal or keep a notebook or notepad. Even your mobile phone can act as a good notepad. Okay, make a note of it. Okay, whether it is a picture or an article or a word or a phrase or some other experiences, make a note of it. Or pictures, you can make a note of it and then you can just brood over it after some time where you can get new ideas. Then practice mindfulness and meditation. So when you are gathering information, when you are thinking various things, etc., etc., it is very essential to keep your mind focused and calm. Okay, when you are keeping your mind in a calm position, then only you can focus on different ideas or one particular idea. So meditation will help you to keep your mind calm and focused. Collaborate with others. Now in schools, colleges, and in the academic field particularly, we are encouraging project-based learning and we are encouraging the team work, etc., etc. So collaborate with others. Instead of one particular idea, 5 or 6 ideas will be there. I always tell my student that one mind is not good. So 5 or 6 minds are better than one single mind. Okay, definitely different ideas will be there. And so make use of those collaborative sessions. Okay, always engage in brainstorming sessions. Keep your brain, keep your mind always thinking about these things. Okay, or something or the other. So engage in brainstorming sessions. You can engage, you can make your students also to engage in that. Okay, in the 21st century, teachers are only the facilitators, not only the overall guru or something. Okay, we are just facilitators. We are just giving them some guidelines and other things. So make them to think over some idea. Make them to get their own idea. Make the learning flexible. So always engage with students in brainstorming sessions. Change the environment, learning environment and other environment also. So change the environment. Read widely in the sense like in all the fields, whatever book you get. Okay, so you can go through it. In the newspaper even, there are so many sections are there. So politics is there, then sports column is there, economics is there, climate, weather reports are there. In all different fields, just don't stop only with one particular section of the newspaper. Just widely go through it. Okay, you will not understand everything. It will not be useful. All the content will not be useful for you. But something will definitely be useful for your day-to-day activity, for your session, for your teaching, anyway. Okay. So read widely, don't stop learning or don't stop reading. Okay, and practice creative exercises, creative things, creative exercises like logic puzzles, like solving problems, like a quiz, all those things. So keep trying it. Okay, even some of the mobile games are very good in that. So practice such exercises or games, then it will, the creative thinking will definitely be developed. And get along with the experts. Okay, so the experts are, as the name indicates, like they are very well versed in a particular field. Okay, get along with them. So you will get good ideas in that particular field, and you can develop some of the thinking over it. Then take risk and embrace failure. If you have failed in something, don't worry. Okay, so there will be a new start. Okay, it means that that is not holding good. Something better is waiting for you. So if you have failed in any of the activities, any of the thing, please don't worry. You can go ahead with something new. Okay. Now, why is creativity important? What does it contribute? That too for the 21st century teacher. Okay. So why? Because 21st teacher is someone, the definition is given very clearly, like who is not only like a professional or expert in one particular subject. No, he or she must be skilled in technology, and the teacher must be adaptable, innovative, flexible also you can include. Then the teacher should focus on developing students' critical thinking, creativity, all the 21st century skills, as well as problem solving skills. So getting very well versed in the subject knowledge is not enough, not at all enough for the 21st century teacher. Okay, we must be like expert or proficient in the technology, the required technology, and we must have the attitude of being adaptive, innovative. So always, like, because children get easily bored. Okay, the routine work or the same way of teaching. Okay, before we get into the classroom, then the students start mocking at us, like, oh, this madam or this sir will come and he will do this and that. So they get bored. They don't want every day. They want to have new ideas, something special, something new. Okay, so be innovative. Whatever is possible, wherever is possible, in small little things we can start, but we have to be creative and innovative. Something new should be present to the students in every day's class. Why is there a need to be equipped with 21st century skills? Because students are really, really very, very well versed than teachers. So we have to be in par with the students' level. So it is for the teachers to equip ourselves or upgrade ourselves. Okay. So it is very, very essential for the teachers to prepare ourselves. So to be in par with the rapidly changing world, the technology is changing like every second we can say. So we have to be upskilled or updated in the academic field. Okay. Yeah, again it is the same thing, like we have to prepare the students for their future. Okay. It is not our future, it is for their future. So we have to train them for the next 20 years. Okay. So, and then only they can just go into the global market. And in the job market, their requirements, demands are very, very high. The students can't like make up with those things. That is why, like, they, apart from their academic qualifications, they're going for some other skill development programs as well. So this is very, very essential. So as far as our classroom, our ability, our potentiality, our time schedule is concerned, are permitting us, we can develop small skills. We can teach them small little skills for them, or we can just train them to acquire some skills, some new skills. Okay, so when you are just making them to think about the demanding skills, then they will do it by themselves. So please make sure that you are making them to be aware of the recent skills required in the job market. Okay. And this one. So for the 21st century teachers, what are the top 10 skills? They have just done many skills, but the very first one is be creative. Okay. So for the 21st century teacher, the very first skill among the top 10 is be creative. So creativity is really an important one for the teachers. It is helping us in many different ways. Okay, so it reduces our work. We have to just make the students to do it, and we have to check whether they are doing it in a right way, whether they are moving in a good way, in the correct way, etc., etc. And the students' minds are always better than ours because that is very fresh, isn't it? So, as far as the new technology is concerned, they are really better than ours. So, you allow them to find new things. You allow them to solve problems. Okay, and they know like how to break the complexity into a simple one, and they know how to learn and all. So, our role is just to lighting up their brain. Okay, so lighting up the brain of students so that they can get a new one. Now, again, what is the teacher's role in enhancing creativity? Now, in an article I just read, mainly there are two things in practice we have to do it. Okay, the very first one is serving as a role model. Okay, as a role model, we have to be role model. That means you have to be creative. So when you're creating new things or new simple things, the students will follow. Okay, they will get different ideas, so they can also be a creative thinker. Okay, and second one is finding ways to stimulate. How to stimulate the creative thinking skills among students. So we have to find some ways. And here, this one is easy because we can give some assignments, the open-ended questions, the different assignments, group projects. All those things we can do so that we are giving them some space or platform to think in a creative way. Okay, so these two things are considered as a very important one in enhancing creativity among students. Okay, so it is the teacher who is creating the mood and tone of the classroom. So you can make it lively. We can make it like very cooperative, very coordinating, etc., etc. Now, creativity, when I was going through it, I found like this creative thinking skill has all the three domains of Bloom's taxonomy: cognitive, affective, and psychomotor. Okay, cognitive and affective, the ideas. With the knowledge, we are just concepting some ideas. Okay, and we must have the passion, we must have that implicity so that we can just go ahead with a new idea and other thing. So, cognitive, affective, and the new third one is implementing. So, psychomotor, the activity. So, it embraces all the three domains of Bloom's taxonomy, and in the cognitive one, the highest order of the cognitive domain is nothing but creation. Okay, so creating new thing. It's just starting from remembering, understanding, and then finally, after analyzing, synthesizing, we are coming to this point that is creating. So this is the highest level of cognitive domain, and we have already framed some of the action verbs. Benjamin Bloom has already framed action verbs for digital learning for all the levels of all the domains. Okay, and I have taken only the verbs of creating domains like blogging, building, animating, adapting, etc., etc., etc. This is how you can just give the assignments or the work for the students, and you can arouse the creative thinking skills among the students. Okay, and these exercises are keeping the students very interesting also. Okay, and it keeps learners to be engaged. So instead of being a passive listener or passive learner, they will become very active. So all these type of activities and all these types of assignments will be helpful to kindle the thinking skills, creative thinking skills among students. And some more ideas I had given, like ways to promote a creative classroom environment. See, these are the ways. We have discussed some of the points, but some more different points are also here. Creating flexible classroom layout. So, flexible arrangement, flexible in thinking, flexible in giving assignments, flexible in teaching, flexible in learning. In everywhere, it is flexible because this is the time or this is the way we are giving some space for the students to learn according to his learning style or according to his way or interest. Okay, so creating a flexible classroom layout instead of sitting in a row every day, or whenever it is possible, you can change the layout, the physical layout of the classroom. It gives a different thinking among students. Okay, you can one day you can just take them out for a classroom. You will be going for a field trip and other things. Everything is learning, so you can ask them to bring an assignment, bring some ideas whenever they are going out, whenever they are doing something different. Okay, creating a library in the classroom itself. So if the students are not able to get a book of their own, then they can refer the books in the classroom library, by which they can read, they can get many different ideas. Open-ended assignments I had given. Seek alternatives to rote memorization or rote learning. Rote learning is dead against of creative thinking. So rote learning is nothing but whatever is given, they are just mugging up. There is no chance or there is no way of thinking in a different way. Okay, so don't do it. Seek alternatives. Okay, instead of rote memory, then go for some other way of memorization. Okay, then exercise patience. It is for the teachers to be patient. Okay, so once you give a question, please wait for the students to give answers. You don't give the answer immediately. Okay, so wait for them to come up with the good answer or the correct answer. So we have to be little patient till, and we have to give them time to think over the idea or the question what we raise in the classroom, and work in groups. So many different people, many different ideas, etc. Give feedback and also get feedback. Okay, feedback is one important thing by which we can get to know about our own mistakes. We know the standard and level of our own self. Okay, and once we get the feedback, and like feedback, there are two types, both positive and negative. Positive feedbacks you can just consider, you can just take it in your heart and then leave it. Don't take it to your head. Negative feedback, if you get a negative feedback, again, there are two things. Just think whether the negative feedback is given by the right person. If the negative feedback, what we got, is correct or not. If it is wrong, if it is by mistake or by someone else who is not doing it purposely, then you can just leave it. If the negative feedback, what you got, is correct, then you have to work on it. Okay, then find out what is the negative feedback, what is the mistake, what is the wrong thing we did. Okay, once you know about your failure, your mistake, then only you can just correct it. You can just grow in a good way. So always have a feedback. Give feedback to others and also get feedback from others. Okay. So this is a way where or how you can get new ideas and how you can develop or mold the ideas that are existing. Then exercise your own creativity in the classroom and take advantage of curiosity. Be curious. Okay. Experiment with new activities. Always try to do new activities. So then you can know whether it is applicable or not. Then you can go ahead with that. And there are many free tools are available. Students and teachers, those who are in the technology field, and for others also. Like it is very, very essential for us to make educational technology tools. Okay, and just be aware of the tools that are freely accessible, easily available. Make use of those tools. Okay, and make the students also to use such tools. When they, for example, Canva is the one which we are using it quite often, and there are many number of applications available freely. So make the students to know about those things and use it. So it is a very, very creative learning experience, and it is very, very like innovative learning experience. It makes the students to be very, very engaged in the classroom. Talk to fellow educators about the idea, about the new thing, about the concept which you are going to do it. Okay, and use the design thinking process, how to design it and what are the steps in it, and then you can use it. Okay. And I had given some more skills to improve the creativity, and this is the one. This is what we call it as circle challenge. In the circle challenge, like you are given 20 to 30 plain circles, empty circles like this, and you are allowed to draw or write something inside the empty circle. Okay. And here I had given a picture where they have drawn some of the pictures or images in a circle. So everything in a circle only. So if you are giving an empty circle, see the different minds or different ideas. This is how we can create or we can develop or we can foster creative thinking skill. Okay, one has drawn a pizza, one has just written the symbol of Dell, the Benz, all those things. Actually, I thought of the symbol of Pepsi. So when I was going through it and when I saw the empty circle, I just thought of a symbol of Pepsi only. So this is how like you can develop creative thinking skills. And here, complete the picture. This I had just taken it just to know like how these simple things can be developed into a big one or a complex one. This is what is given, you have to complete it. So if you're giving it to students, like you will get many different ways, many different pictures. I have taken one, see here. This is the completed one. Have you ever thought of these things on seeing this picture? You can also try to complete this picture of your own way. Okay, this you can not only one, you can make many different pictures. Okay, from this one. So this is how your creativity grows. This is a picture of mind map. I told you, like this is one main concept you can take. For example, nouns. Okay, and the various types of nouns you can take: common noun, proper noun, etc., etc. And from this common noun, you can just go ahead with the different branches, different things. So this is how it elaborates. Okay, this is mind mapping. And this one, which explanation works for you? You can see two pictures. There are 4 options given here. You can see A is complete. The picture B is complete. A has more color than B, and both paintings are complete. Okay. So on seeing these two pictures, something will come up in your mind. So which one is yours? You can just type the answer in the chat box if possible. Okay. So give some assignments like this so that you can get different views, ideas, opinions about it. And then you can also add one more question. What do you think about this? Okay. Which word is coming into your mind? Okay. Or create a story. Okay. Describe the picture. So many type of questions you can get on seeing this one. So give some assignments to students, something like this. And this one, what do you think when you look at this image? This is a very abstract image. The options are: there is no floor, something doesn't make sense, there are several ways out, a shift in perspective. So you can have something else also, like don't restrict. So when you are getting some questions or when you're giving questions like creative thinking skills, like let the imagination of the students grow, and you can give us open-ended questions so that they can come out with their own ideas and images. And look at the next picture. This is a block of clay. How do you use it? Okay. Here I had given 4 options. When you are asking in the classroom, please don't give any options. Okay. So you will get n number of answers for this. So don't limit. So you can make this clay to make a bowl or utensil. You can make as a sculpture. You can use it for skincare. You can mold it into shapes until it becomes something, etc., etc. So whenever you see something, whenever you want to use something, the application or the imagination is up to you only. Okay, this is what is creativity. One, I told if you are creating something, you can own it. The feel is really good. You can own it. This is mine. This is my idea. This is my product. Okay, so there are some more questions. If you were a desert, what desert would you be? By asking this question may look very silly, but see, if you're asking this question, in what way you are just making the students to think. First of all, the student must know what is the meaning of desert. Okay, the child has to check, or the student has to check whether it is DESERT or DESSERT. Okay, so what is this one? So what are the different varieties of desert? Okay, what is my favorite one? So if I want to be, if I were a desert, what would I be? So when you're asking this question, the student will definitely write his or her own desert. Okay, I would like the strawberry cake, okay, or a chocolate cake. Okay, then the student will describe it. Okay, so how much the imagination goes. Okay, so this is not the end, this is not the limit. The creativity has no bounds at all. Okay, so make questions like this and then expect answers from each student. Okay, if it is something new, something different, please encourage the student. Okay, you can very easily find out which student is creative, which student want to be creative, etc. Some students will write, I don't want to be a desert. Okay, that answer also you can definitely expect. Okay, just ignore him or her. Go ahead with the student's work who has written about something about him, her, his personality, and also about the desert. Okay. And second question, if you could only read one book for the rest of your life, what would it be? If you are thinking at once, you will not think about any book at all. Okay, so you have to think a lot, and then you will get many books, and you have to select which one to read. Okay, only one book. So that is also a restriction, right? Only one book for the rest of our life. So which one book you want to have for lifetime? Okay, so it also needs a long, lengthy, deep process of thinking. Okay. And third one, what was the last gift you gave someone? This is very simple and also very, very personal. By asking this question, you have to just see the answer and the response. Many people will not give, or some people will not give. Okay, some will give, some will not give. Okay, here it is very personal one. Some people want to have their personal work or personal thing with them. Some people want to share it with others. Okay, so here the personal values are there. Okay, you must know how to treat it or how to respect it. You can also teach the students how to respect the personal values. For this question, if the answer is negative, if the answer is nil, don't worry, go ahead with the other one. Okay, and the latest or recent educational technology tools for improving creative thinking skills. Okay, some of the things I had given which we can commonly use in our classroom. Okay, online simulations. So the real field or the practical life is created virtually in simulations. So the students can see what is happening in the concept, what is in the engineering field and all, it is working a lot. It is a very, very great help for all the engineering students because the machine, how does it work, or in different fields or different atmospheres, how does the project work, all those things you can get it. Okay, so virtual simulations are really important one. Coding and robotics. So coding and robotics is two different fields in which you can make the students to be creative in many different ways. Okay. Digital storytelling. Okay, one who are very good in communication skill, one who are very good in imagination power, they can definitely excel in this field like digital storytelling. One who is good in drawing, one who is good in writing, all those things So it is really an important one. Gamification and game-based learning. Okay, gamification, this one uses almost all the simulations, codings, robotics, many different things using. And students are also very, very interested to use this method of learning, gamification. Then adaptive learning systems are there. You can use it. And ethically.ai, this is an important tool used for writing purpose. Okay, writing. And visualization. It is a tool and also it is a process. Even we can visualize. Okay, visualization is a very important thing, very basic thing for the creativity. Whatever is read, whatever is seen, whatever is heard, okay, should be visualized. So the imagination power improves and creativity begins. Okay. And here are some of the do's and don'ts of creativity. Be curious. Believe you can do it. Okay. And do your research. So in the creative thinking process, the first one is like preparation, where you will be like collecting information, etc., etc. Okay. So don't stop with that. Okay. Brood over it and then you can start it. And the very first one is do get started. Okay. Do think and then do start it. No, I have to do something. I have to create something. I have to write something. So that starting point is really important. Do get started and then go on with the other process. Stay humble and teachable. Do very persevere. Do know that the best ideas don't have to be your own. Okay. So when you think that this is the best one, the imagination or the creativity stops. That becomes the end of it, right? So do know your ideas are not the best one. Okay. So it is your implementation of the idea that will lead to success, not the idea itself. So don't stop with that, implement it. Also, compare your ideas with the others. So you can develop a good one. Don't be afraid to start, get started it, and then it will go on. Don't wait until you find the perfect idea to start. We will never get it. We don't know like which idea is perfect, which idea is the best. After making, after creating, after implementing, after making it as a full shape, then only we'll come to know whether it is a good, the best, or the perfect. So don't wait until, or don't think that you will get the perfect right one. No. So don't over criticize your early ideas. Our early ideas will always be not good, always be very simple. Okay, we will not get the right one, we will not get the best one, definitely. Okay, so let it be, but don't criticize, don't neglect. Okay, let it be. Okay, try working over it and then you can make or create or you can prepare or mend the new ideas. Don't wait to figure out every little detail before you start. Okay. So when you want to make a product, so can I make it, or what kind of, for how much money I can sell? If I buy like, or if I create it, will others buy? Or how can I sell? All those things, just leave it. Just don't, please go ahead with the work. You start it, you work on the process or in a methodical way, get a new product, implement it, then you can just check it or correct it or redo it. Okay. And next one, don't get discouraged when things don't go as you hoped. Okay. Definitely it will not work like how we think or how we thought, how we prepared. But if it is going on in a good way, it is good. If it is not, please don't get discouraged. It is time for you to recreate it. It is time for you to mend it or better it. So don't get discouraged. Please keep working on it. Don't ever do anything that would compromise your integrity. This is really important. Your product or your creation may come and go. Your creation may be good or bad. Once you are not doing a good one, your integrity fails. Then your integrity is lost. You are lost. So don't compromise with your integrity. This is very, very important one. Okay. Now, what are the jobs that are suitable for critical thinkers or the creative thinkers? I had given a very few, but all the jobs involve creative thinking skills. Even our teaching profession, every day when we go into our classroom, we have to create new one. So we are creating it, we are preparing it. So we are making something or the other new one. Okay, definitely. So some of the works I had given, but it is not limited to it. Okay. So make the students to think about his own self or her own self, and ask her to find out the real you. Okay, what type of personality, and based on the personality, personal characters, and you can just train them to become it. And finally, the undisputed role of teachers in fostering creative thinking in students. Okay, it is the teacher. Okay, now with the help of technology, the teacher's role is keep decreasing. But I will not say it is decreasing. No, it is increasing, but in a different way. Okay, so this passive type of learning is not encouraged nowadays. Okay, so we have to create, we have to teach them in a different way. So even our role is very, very, very important in the classroom, in everyday's classroom. But we have to update ourselves. We have to just go for lifelong learning. We have to keep all the things updated, and we have to keep ourselves upskilled, and then we have to go to the classroom to teach. The content may be the same, the concepts may be the same, or the good old ones, but still the way how we are teaching is a really different one. So we have to know what are the different things we are teaching it. So these are the skills. What are the skills the students require? The creative thinking skills, critical thinking skills, collaborative skills, problem solving skills, all those things are there. Even emotional intelligence you can include in this. Okay, so many different things. The attitudes, how to develop positive attitudes, how to work on, or how to control our emotions, how to control the negative feedback, many different things. So try to teach them how to face all these challenges, how to be or how to excel in the job market, all those things. So our role is really there, okay, either offline or online. But our role is very, very, very important one, and it is indispensable. Okay. So that is what I had given here. So we are the ones, the teachers, okay, so who are shaping the students even now, but it is in a different way, in the way how the world is expecting the student to be. Okay, how the job market is expecting the student to be. Okay, so in one of the articles I have read, like around 67% of the students, the freshers, they are expected to be creative thinkers in the job market. Okay, it may even increase up to 80%. Even the job, the employers are also expecting the students or the candidates to be very creative, because then only they can work in a different situation. They can work in they can work under pressure. They can work in a very different situations as well. So it is in our hand, like how to mend or how to reshape the students according to the 21st century still. Okay. So may your creativity grow, and may your teaching grow with creativity and critical thinking skills. And, thank you for listening to me. Thank you for being very patient. Thank you for your answers, etc. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much for your good presentation done, and you have covered entire things the related area of creativity. It's a good presentation done by you, really well.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Dear participants, please, it's now your time. So please come up with your questions. Some of you have raised your hands, Navi and all. If you have any questions, please come up now. It's your time now. Actually, ma'am, I have.
There is a question from Anita Rose from sir.
Anita Rose, okay.
Yeah. Nowadays, everybody is using smart gadgets. It would merge one of the parts in our life. The smart gadgets and the AI will affect students' own creativity and thinking ability, ma'am. How to tackle these problems in the academic side and their day-to-day life, ma'am?
It's a good question, really.
Yes, sir. The very recent one, so the students, how are they facing? Okay, so more than thinking skills, the gadget application of gadgets and the usage of gadgets is only like playing a good thing, like the good role. Okay, so make the students to use those gadgets for a constructive purpose or for a positive purpose. Okay, for creative thinking only. Okay, don't like make them to go for only entertainment or the gaming apps or the websites. Okay, train them or teach them. Okay, so the see in edutech or edutainment, so entertainment plus education, educational entertainment columns, websites, apps are also there. So try to um, inculcate or make the student or the person to be aware of all those things, and then you can just train them to go into that. This is how you can make them to grow in creative thinking skill with the help of AI and also like gadgets. In the AI, like or in the chat GPT and all, they get exact answer. The students, what they want is really the answer or the solution. Okay, instant solution they want. Okay, and tell them not to stop with that. Okay, in the chat GPT, like before just giving the click, you will get the answer. Okay, ask the student to go through it, ask the student to mend it based on the question, based on the student's environment, etc. Thank you, Ma, for raising this question.
It's a good question actually. And moreover, AI and any other technological gadgets will not stop anyone's creativity. Okay. So they can think on their own way. Ma'am, one more thing from my side, I have one question.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Actually, the creativity promotes the higher order outcomes in learning outcome, right? Like that. We say,
Yes, sir.
used to say, even as per the Bloom's taxonomy and all.
Yes, sir.
But in schools, usually, they people are usually asking the repeated questions in every year. Okay, repeatedly. Those questions are not in out of the box. Only
Yes,
from the capsule format like that. Okay. So how we can break it out?
so you mean in schools or colleges, sir?
School.
Schools, yeah. Actually, I think like it is a continuation of yesterday's question. Yesterday, one question was raised based on this. Yeah. So the answer also remains the same. Actually, our education system is mainly based on mark-based, sir. So the students, like, how can they answer this question? So actually, in schools and all, they are training the students to answer particular questions. The book back questions are given. The prescribed questions are there. Okay, and I had gone through the textbooks of Tamil Nadu Textbook Society. I had gone through it. Lot of activities are there. Okay, and the conceptual questions are there, and some activities are also there. Like so, creating a mind map, creating a concept map is there, and then that e-corner is there where they can go into website and then they can learn, and they are using the Diksha app. All those things. Now, what are the activities they are doing in the class or they are doing during the course of the time? Those activities can also be evaluated, and those marks can also be included in the final exam marks. So in that case, we can just make them, sir. And apart from that, there are certain questions called HOT, higher order thinking skills. I had seen in the textbooks of grade 6, 7, 8 and all. Higher order thinking skills.
Yes.
So hard questions are there. Those questions we must make the students to do it in the classroom itself with the help of teacher. Okay. So mostly I heard like those questions are given as homework or the questions are not being discussed in the class. But if they are doing it in the class, then that is a good way of creating or developing creative thinking among students. Because in the school education, it is the right one where we can make the students to grow in developing. As I told you, this creative skills can be taught. We can teach the skill in the classroom itself, in the early years itself. So how to develop those skills? So once they are good in that one, then when they come up, definitely they can come up with good creative thinking skills.
Okay. Ma'am, one more question found from the chat box. The Sarsila raised the question. Can you read that?
Yes, sir. Is it any relation between neuroscience and creativity? In what ways creativity strengthens the well-being of the students? Please give some suggestions, ma'am, etc. So neuroscience and creativity, the neuroscience involved in the process of thinking. Ma'am, thank you, ma'am, for this question. So neuroscience involves in the process of thinking. Okay. So when you have connected the physical aspects, the physiological aspects, and also the well-being. Okay, good combination. This is a creative question, ma'am. You have related the concepts in different fields, and then you are just coming up. Okay, so the neuroscience, the scientific field, and the creativity and well-being in the other side. Okay, so this itself is an example for creativity. And neuroscience, you can just improve physiologically about your nervous system and other things. Okay, so which can boost up the thinking skills, the brain activities, and other things. So by making the students to do some of the activities like the word puzzle, word game, and problem solving games, and certain games are also there like that maze, finding maze, and all. Like all those activities you can give them, and you can train the students to think and then do it. So definitely they can just come up with a good creative thinking skill. Yeah. Thank you, madam.
Thank you, ma'am. One more question raised by Dr. Ravati.
Yes, sir.
Please.
In recent years, the subject of philosophy has been often ignored. How can we use philosophy to stimulate students to be creative? Very good question, Ms. Dr. Revati. Like philosophy, you said like it has not been touched. No, it is touched, but indirectly. It is there. The philosophical aspects are there, but indirectly we are not focusing it. Okay. So in the educational technology, after the emergence of educational technology, we are all thinking about the technological tools and other things. But all those tools are working on the basis of our good old philosophical concepts, good old psychological concepts only. So philosophical concepts are there. Only thing we have to tell them, teach them, this is what is working, this is what is moving. Okay, the philosophical concepts should be taught to the students from the school level itself. Thank you, Dr. Revati.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
Any other questions from anyone? Please come up. Any participants from outside? I think no one is available. So shall we wind up, ma'am? Dr. Coimbatore, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Anyway, I would like to express my heartfelt thanks to the organizing team who are involving in that, organizing this FDP. And as well as I would like to express my heartfelt thanks to the participants from all over the places, various part of India and outside of India also. So thank you all. Thank you. Please go ahead. Go ahead, ma'am.
Thank you for your encouraging words, sir. Be thankful for what you have. You will end up having more. I, Dr. R. Gokilavani, Professor, Michael Job College of Education, IQAC Coordinator of Michael Job College of Education, is sharing a word of gratitude. Now I am very happy to be here to propose vote of thanks for today's webinar on creative thinking, an essence to shape the 21st century students. First of all, I would like to thank our chairperson, Dr. Mary Jo, Head MJC, Mr. P. Kosi, Mr. Elizabeth Kosi, Trustee and Head of Operations MJC, Mr. Babu P. Varu, Secretary and Trustee, and Mr. Matthew B. Francis, CEO MJT, always supporting us to arrange this type of wonderful sessions. I would also like to thank our distinguished speaker, Dr. P. Triselvi ma'am. Today she explained briefly about that creative thinking and components of creative thinking, that is fluency, flexibility, organizing and elaboration, major steps of creative process, that is a preparation, incubation, illumination, evaluation, implementation, and also how to develop creative thinking. And what are the ways to promote creative thinking inside the classroom environment? And what are the to improve creative skill? And also she has beautifully explained the recent educational technology tools for creativity and do's and don'ts of creativity. And finally, she explained about the problem solving jobs for creative thinking. And finally, she explained the undisputed role of teachers in fostering creative thinking skills. Once again, I like to thank Dr. Thiriselvi Madam for making excellent presentation and making the webinar interesting and meaningful one. Thank you, ma'am. I would also like to express our profound gratitude to our principal, Dr. R. Ravi, Program Director, Deputy CEO, for his presence in this webinar. I would also like to thank our program coordinators, Dr. J. Emmanuel Johnson, sir, and Dr. P. Thiriselvi, and our faculty members for their moral support, making this webinar a great success. Finally, the wonderful teacher educators, teachers, students who have turned up in such great numbers, not only from our department, but also from other departments of the College of Education, college, schools. Thank you so much for your cooperation. Once again, I thank all for your cordial cooperation. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much. Dear participants, we shall meet once again the same platform very shortly. We are all preparing one another FDP that will be announced you very shortly. Thank you. Thank you all.